Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the report of the week. You know, I'm here tonight because I've been thinking. Been thinking mostly about pizza. That's right, pizza, of course. It's something I like to eat a whole awful lot. As I always say, I could eat pizza every day and not get sick of it, and that's probably the truth. It really is. I actually had pizza tonight. Had a Domino's pizza delivered with some good pepperoni, and got an order of boneless chicken too. Some hot sauce on the side. I was thinking though, people never, ever talk about what we're going to be discussing tonight. I think it's perhaps a closely kept secret. Perhaps it's something that a lot of companies like to keep on the down low, that don't really like to share with everyone. They don't like to tell the public that this is just how things are, that this is the truth, this is what it is. They don't like that, though. They don't like what I'm going to be able to tell you very soon. Okay? So what I'm about to drop tonight, this information, is really something that a lot of people don't want to get out. Okay? It's just the fact of the matter. Okay? It's just how it is. A lot of places say their menu is healthy, right? It's healthy. Get this salad. It's healthy. Subway always proclaims, get our sandwiches. Look at, I guess you can't say this anymore, but look at what it did to Jared, right? They'll find a new model, of course, and eventually. Look at how healthy it makes people. We got these healthy sandwiches, these alternatives to burgers and pizza. It still tastes good, though, but it's a lot healthier. This salad is a lot healthier. This wrap is a lot healthier. A lot of places push this, and say it's healthy. Eat this, not that. There's even a few books called Eat This, Not That. And pizza is one of the things that they always say, don't eat it. It's unhealthy, full of grease, full of oil, full of fat, empty calories, and so on. Tonight, I'm going to conclusively prove that eating a large size, pepperoni pizza with cheese and tomato sauce, and of course the pizza base and crust, and eating an order of boneless wings with hot sauce is one of the healthiest, if not the single healthiest item you will ever eat. Alright? Now let's delve into this, and I'll prove to you using logic, reasoning, and of course using Rutherford's compilation theorem, which I'm sure you've all heard of by now. It's oftentimes used in mathematics and even science, but it also has practical application to it as well. But I will prove why eating a pepperoni pizza and wings is one of the healthiest things you could ever eat. Now, of course, there's several main components to a pepperoni pizza. And this is why, contrary to popular belief, a lot of people say the lesser you eat, objectively, the more healthier it is. Lower quantity of food going in, lower calories. That's not the case always. Sometimes the more components there are, actually is how much more healthier it is. The more healthy components to an item, the healthier the item is. Okay? Now let's look at that pizza for an instance. There are 4 main components to this pepperoni pizza. To actually any pepperoni pizza. I had pizza from Domino's. Let's stop singling out Domino's here. Any pepperoni pizza, there's 4 main components. Okay? Component 1, the pizza base. Now, why is the pizza base considered healthy? Well, it's made of wheat. It's grain-based. Usually the dough, bread, has a lot of wheat in it, a lot of grain. Wheat is a vegetable. Everyone loves that green stuff they call, vegetables. They say vegetables are the healthiest thing you could possibly eat. Alright? Wheat is a vegetable. So right there, the entire base of your pizza, the whole crust of your pizza, solid vegetables right there, okay? That is incredibly healthy. That's like picking up, a nice pepper, eating it. This is at least 10 times healthier than that. Because think of, on a large pie, how big the dough of the pizza is, how big the crust is, the circumference of the pizza, the bottom base of the pizza. That is all vegetables, okay? Next, let's go with the sauce. We're working from the bottom up. So it'll be the base, the sauce, the cheese, and then the toppings, i.e. the pepperoni. The sauce, of course, is incredibly healthy. That is legit vegetables right there. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are vegetables. We all know that. Tomatoes are good for you. You know, even the places that say their food is healthy, they put tomatoes on the Subway sandwiches and their salads. Tomatoes are objectively a pretty healthy food. Okay? But get a load of this. Most tomatoes used in tomato sauce aren't just regular backyard vegetable garden tomatoes. You know, they're vine ripened tomatoes, okay? Now let me repeat that. Vine ripened tomatoes, okay? They're not just any old tomatoes. They're vine ripened. And because they're vine ripened, that makes them healthier than just any other tomato out there. Because they're vine ripened, okay? Next comes the cheese. Now, there's always fierce debate over this, and people don't usually think of this, but cheese is a vegetable, okay? We all know that cheese grows on bushes, usually pretty low to the ground, so usually it's a very leafy bush that cheese, you know, grows off of, but it's planted. Of course, cheese is planted annually, grown in the warmer months, and it's usually farmed in mass quantities. It's just grown in you know, low little plants. It's plucked annually and shipped off to wherever it's necessary. But cheese is a vegetable. It grows naturally, and I mean, you see the pictures. You see them all the time. All the guys in the sun hats out there picking up the cheese and everything, plucking it, putting it in little baskets. They harvest it a few times a year, but only in the warmer months. Usually there's only one major harvest of cheese as it's grown naturally in the wild off of cheese plants. There's, of course, different types of cheeses. American cheese is grown off of American cheese plants, of course, usually in the central to midwestern United States, right? And each different type of cheese is grown in a different region with a different climate, and that's why there's all these different types of cheeses. For instance, American cheese, provolone cheese, a good old gorgonzola cheese, and so on. But cheese grows naturally. It's grown in the wild. It's harvested usually once, at least in a major event, but there's sometimes at least 2 or 3 smaller harvests. But that's a vegetable. Already, what we have on pizza, cheese pizza with just cheese, sauce, and the crust and the base, that's an entire vegetable right there. Just because you mix a few vegetables together doesn't make it something else. That is a vegetable, okay? Now here's the biggest one of them all. The toppings. And this, we're also going to tie in the chicken wings too. Actually, the chicken of the chicken wings. All meat, right? The pepperoni and the chicken. Because we ordered wings and a pizza. So we'll lump this into one. The chicken and the pepperoni. This is the healthiest of them all, okay? You can take the cheese, the sauce, and the crust. Combine it together. Multiply it by 10 times. And these pieces of pepperoni, they'll have more vegetables in them than even that. Okay? You might be saying, but the pepperoni, it's so small. All the pepperoni in that pizza doesn't add up to how big that is. How's that possible? I'll explain. Imagine this. Of course, those chicken wings are once chickens. And the pepperoni was once part of the pepperoni beast. Okay? Pepperoni is an actual animal, by the way. I know a lot of people, and usually they're not seen too much in the wild anymore, but pepperoni is literally its own animal. Okay? They call it informally pepperoni beast. Okay? Nowadays it's mostly cultivated in large farms and in large quantities, but pepperoni beast, you'll still find one in really remote areas, usually in a field from time to time. It has a cylindrical body. It's that red color that you see the pepperoni is. Sometimes it's lighter red, sometimes it's darker red, depending on climate. But it has a cylindrical body, 4 short little stubby legs, has a tiny little head with 2 antennae, and that's a pepperoni beast. It usually lets out a little high-pitched whine when it wants to communicate. Nowadays they're very short. They're only just a few inches long, real short. That's why when they cut it up, the pepperoni pieces that you see on pizza are always most oftentimes very small and in circumference and diameter and what have you. They're very small. Now sometimes in delis you see bigger pieces of pepperoni. Simply put, that's from a bigger pepperoni beast. Okay. Pepperoni beasts, as I said, they're cultivated in farms today. Before they were considered a delicacy, back in the 1800s and even 1700s, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, they started getting cultivated and people started eating them. But before then, you'll still see some really old black and white pictures of a few of those pepperoni beasts in the wild, real out west. Some of those were about the size of a small car, believe it or not. But very interesting to see there. But think of it this way now. The chicken and the pepperoni beast, both of them were foraging creatures. And both of them today, when they live on these farms where they're cultivated and eventually, put to rest for the consumption, they are fed 3 times a day, every day, because they want to fatten them up, right? They want to be nice, plump, nice, fat. They'll get as much meat off of them as possible. They'll be fed 3 times a day, and each meal consists of vegetables. Okay? That green stuff we were talking about, vegetables. They're fed vegetables 3 times a day. Every day for months straight. Now, of course, they digest the vegetables, they take the energy from them, and they excrete the remnants. But you gotta remember what happens with that energy from the vegetables. Okay? In any vegetable, it's not how it looks, it's the components therein. The energy and the nutrients inside these vegetables. That's really what's important for us. And don't you think it's important for those creatures too? And that energy and those nutrients don't go away, okay? These creatures store them in their bodies, in their cells, for their lives, for the entire lifespan thereof. When we consume them, that energy is transferred from the chicken and from the pepperoni beast to us. So every piece of pepperoni and every piece of chicken, we're eating the equivalent of 5,000 to 10,000 servings of vegetables. Right there. Okay? 5,000 to 10,000 in one boneless wing and in one piece of pepperoni. 5,000 to 10,000 servings of vegetables. You can eat a pepper or a tomato, that's 1 serving. Piece of pepperoni, 5,000 to 10,000 servings. That's like eating 5,000 tomatoes. That'll equate to 1 piece of pepperoni. Okay? And that's just the fact of the matter. And then the hot sauce for the wings. What is the hot sauce primarily made of? Hot peppers. Those hot peppers, they're vegetables too. You are literally eating by getting an order of boneless wings of hot sauce on the side or on the wings themselves, and getting a large pizza of pepperoni. You're eating exclusively vegetables through that. Exclusively, only vegetables. Thousands and thousands of servings worth. You literally, when you eat pizza, you can eat a large pizza and you'll be losing weight from it. Okay? That's just the fact of the matter. That's just how it is. A lot of people don't think of it that way, but that's just how it is. That's the truth. Eating pizza, eating wings like that, healthiest thing you will ever eat. Okay? The value is good too, but it's the healthiest thing you can ever eat. People ask me, Mr. Review Bra, how do you stay so thin from, doing all these reviews? Why, I eat pizza, of course. That's just how it is. That's the secret. This is what those companies don't want you to hear about. They don't want you to keep, eating those salads. Pizza, you could eat hundreds and hundreds of salads, and it won't even add up to half of a pizza. That's just how it is. And that's all I have for you. Hope you're able to take this knowledge and put it to good use, and maybe school a few other people, and drop a few red pills about the pizza now, and I think this is life-changing knowledge. I just wanted to share it with all of you. Alright, guys. Let's be honest here. Maybe an eighth of all the people who started watching this actually made it up to this point in the video, so we'll just tell it to you right now. This, I'm just messing with everyone. I'm just throwing it to bust a few people, you know. Get a few people all riled up. Maybe get a few people to laugh, you know. I just felt like BSing today. BSing tonight. Getting a few people all flustered. For those of you still watching, it's a joke. It's obviously just a joke. I was just giving this long rambling lecture that I made up a few days ago, and I said, why the heck not? Let me make a video about it and upload it. And that's what I got. But it's just a joke. Please don't take it seriously. Of course, there's, maybe the tomatoes are, vegetable. But that's it. Pizza is very fun to eat. It's very tasty, but by no means is pizza actually healthy for you. And no, the meat doesn't have 5,000 to 10,000 servings of vegetables, and I was just making that up. Anyways, consume responsibly. That's what I have to say. Pizza, of course, isn't healthy. Salads, and if you want to go healthy, salads and nice sandwiches, and the lower quantity of the food, if you really want to go healthy, the better. Keep it mixed, keep it balanced, and have that pizza every now and then if you have a calling to it. But do remember that pizza itself is actually quite unhealthy. But if you'd like to eat it anyways, be my guest. It's just not as healthy as I said it was. This video is a joke, and that's all I have for you. More reviews to follow. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, and I hope you maybe got a laugh out of it, or just stood at me in disbelief, or say, can't believe this guy's actually acting like such a jackass on camera, thinking that people are getting something out of it. Whatever it may be, though, hope you enjoyed it. Kind of. Somewhat. Not. You didn't. No matter what, I'll see you tomorrow for a review. Take care.